Bill Joy, who's the general manager of Detroit, who had signed me as a scout, he found out that I was visiting my buddies in Kansas City, George Brett and them, back in spring of '85. So he calls me on the phone. How he tracked me down, I'll never know. I'm 33 years old, retired, got my 11 years in. My goal was 10, so I'm going to ride off in the sunset. But he says, come up, try to make my big league team, get in shape, be a fourth outfielder, platoon, pitch hit, whatever. I says, okay. So I get my baseball stuff mailed from Texas to spring training there in Lakeland, Florida. And I'm all over the ball. I'm hitting good. He goes, go to AAA, be a player coach in AAA, and then get in shape, get fully in shape. We'll call you up in 2, 3, 4 weeks. So I go down there. The manager, Lee Walls, who used to be a coach with Billy Martin, was a AAA manager at the time in Nashville, Tennessee. He ruptures some kind of major aorta vessel in his stomach and almost dies. So now I got to be the manager. Got to haul him off to the hospital. I tell the trainer, haul him off in an ambulance. And now I got to be the player manager of Nashville. So now I'm doing pretty good, but I'm the manager, so I can't get called up because who's going to be the manager? So I'm hitting 3 and some change, running to the outfield wall, tear up my wrist real bad, kept playing, so they can't call me up because I'm injured. So I retire after that season. He calls me up again and says, hey, I could use you as a 3rd, 4th outfielder, get back in shape. So I come out of retirement again, 10 days ago in spring training. And you probably came across Dave Bristol. He's the AAA manager with Detroit. He quits 2 days before spring training. So now Bill Joy calls me in his office and says, you're going to retire. I says, no, I'm not, Bill. I'm getting 3 hits a day. The ball looks like this for some reason. I'm hitting rockets everywhere. You're not going to retire. I mean, you're going to retire and go into coaching. I go, hey, no way. So we get in a little skiff there. I says, I'm one of your better hitters in spring training. Look at my batting average. So we go back and forth. He goes, you got 1 hour to retire and be the AAA manager. So now I'm the AAA manager with Detroit, and that's my coaching career just keeps going from there. Joey Votto, he's humble, and he was humble coming up, and he would do stuff hitting wise. I'd have him give a couple hoops to jump through. I go, Joey, today think about doing this. And he'd go do it. And he goes, is that what you were looking for? I go, man, that was easy. First day, he'd pick it up. Or Simmons, who's the shortstop for Atlanta, that a lot of guys didn't think was going to hit. And you see hand-eye coordination, you see fierce determination, you see work ethic, you see inner confidence in their ability, and they're humble, but they got a lot of inner confidence to them, which I like. And Andruw Jones I had in Atlanta. I had Andruw Jones and Chipper Jones at the same time. And what I'd do with Andruw, because the game would be so easy, I would have what I call hitting drills. So I had about 10, 12 hitting drills. And the game was so easy when he was young, I'd have to do things to challenge him. I go, Jonesy, I got something you can't do. I said, we're going to go play for a Coke, and you can't do this. And I'd throw my little spears out and whatever. And we'd go out and hit, and he'd struggle at it, and I'd always video it. And I said, see, you can't do this. You're not good enough. You don't bear down enough. And I'd do these different hitting drills on the field, and he had to hit the ball to right center with backspin, or hit the ball to left field, pull it without hooking, or curveball work and time the ball out the back door, or whatever these little hoops were, or hit with 2 strikes, or hit the ball with choke-up swings or something. And in about 3 or 4 sessions in, he'd pick it up. Then I'd have to go to a tougher drill. 3 or 4 sessions, he'd pick it up. I'd have to go to a tougher drill. And I'm thinking at some point in time, I'm going to run out of hoops to jump through tough drills. And I'd always egg him on. I'd go, you can't do this, Jonesy. And he'd tear into that stuff like it was the 7th game of the World Series. Toughest thing I've had to do was try to make a guy stay a switch hitter. Chipper Jones wanted to quit his 2nd year. He wanted to quit as a switch hitter. And Jonesy, you're staying the course. You're staying the course. It's going to work. You're going to start to feel things. We had Glenn Williams at Atlanta. We gave him $1 million out of Australia. Left-handed, his shoulder would always come out, dislocate, and whatever. And so I'd tell the powers to be, the Bobby Coxes, the John Sherholtzes, the Paul Snyders, the Chuck Lamar, I'd say let's take switch hitting away from this guy. Because one day we go down to a golf range, Brian Snitker and Glenn Hubbard and a couple of us guys would go hit golf balls at night in this range. And there was this guy at the far end hitting golf balls, and this golf ball is going forever. And that golf swing looked pretty amazing. So I sort of sneaked down there, and I want to see who this guy is and just sort of watch him swing. It's Glenn Williams. I says, can you hit a golf ball left-handed? He goes, no. I says, you always hit this golf ball like this right-handed? He goes, yeah, this is no big deal. I mean, he's hitting that sucker down there like John Daly, you know, Tiger Woods. And I'm going, let's put all our eggs in one basket and hit right-handed. Well, I got voted out on that one. But I've seen and I switch hit for 8 years. I went to University of Michigan, wind blew in from right center. I'm trying to hit that ball through the wind and got into a bad slump, and I'm crushing right-handed, and my coach goes, that's it, timeout. You're gonna go, you got a choice. And being halfway smart, I go, he says, you can play against all pitchers and bat right-handed, or you can switch hit and face left-handers. And I'm going, okay, let's see, I can face everybody and bat right-handed, or only face left-handers and switch hit. I'm going, that means I ain't gonna play if I switch hit. So I figured that thing out real fast. So I go, okay, I got you covered, coach. I'll give up switch hitting. Makeup part is a scout sits up here behind the stands, and he's looking at a game, and he don't know how much of a fierce competitor that guy is, and how he weathers storms and weathers slumps and practice habits and all that kind of stuff, which is it's a big factor to me. And a batting coach is what I call in the trench. You know, we're in the dugout, we're watching body language, we're watching reactions. I got a couple of hitters every now and then. I'm quitting this game. I'm finding a summer job. I can't hit. Geez, these pitchers, umpire screwing me. And you know, they come up with all this stuff, and I'm going, you know, this guy don't have a toughness to him that you like to see, a meanness to him. Like back in, I'm at the tail end of these two guys, but a Frank Robinson, fierce competitor. Bob Gibson, fierce competitor. I mean, those guys had a toughness to them that was off the charts. And the good ones have that, whether it's they wear it on their sleeve or they show it on the field, the Pete Rose mentality, whatever. You know, those guys, no pitcher's too good. I'll figure out something. I'll get out of this slump somehow, some way. By the end of the fall, I'll be hitting 3 and some change. And those are the guys you really know are going to make it when you see those signs way down in the minors coming up.